Hey guys, welcome back to the shop Farm and Engineering. If this is your first time meeting me, my name is Greg. Today we're gonna be working on an Archdale vertical mill again. And guys, it's been a journey, I have to tell you. Let me bring you a little bit closer and I'll show you what I got going on here. Today we're gonna be working on the main drive shaft. This is the drive shaft that goes across the machine. This is the flange that goes on the side of the machine. Oh, actually, hold on. Actually, this is like this. Should be like this. This is on the outside of the machine. This is, I think, an 80mm register that holds the drive shaft, or the drive shaft go through it. This is a truss bearing that goes over here on this side, and this is just a cap to cap everything off like that. That's basically a flange that holds the bearing. This is the bearing, obviously it's in there, and a cap. Guys, what I have in mind, that is used to be a grease bearing. Now I don't like it. I want to have it oil bath. I want to have it oiled as opposed to greased. And I would like to, well, let me just bring this down. Let me just bring it out. And I would like to modify this shaft. Now the way that I would like to modify it is, let me take this one. Come on. Okay. The way that I would like to modify this, that I leave this flange as it is, because it's nice and smooth, it registers perfectly. And I would like to modify this side of it. Basically, I chuck it up in a lathe. I'm gonna machine this surface down. This is basically a bearing register that the bearing pulls against it. I'm gonna machine this one down, because right now the bearing is here. Okay, now you can see it. The bearing is here, and I would like to move it a little bit closer, something like this. Wonderful, look at this, an oil seal. Okay, so here we go. There's the shaft in it. I've inserted it. This is just, this is perfectly lining up. So this is the main gear. I've just inserted the shaft. And I don't know if you can guys see that. So that's the lip that I was talking about, this one. Oh, this is the shoulder, sorry, that I was talking about. I want to machine it down, so let the oil flow in there nice and easy. And then this is the outside flange. The bearing sits over here, just under this groove, and I would like to move the bearing a little bit inside, therefore allowing me space for the oil seal that will be over here. And then this one will pull basically pretty much everything tight. Now, as you can see over here, there's quite a huge gap, and that's the reason why I want to make a new one. This is a 35mm, so 1 3/8 shaft, and this is, I think, a 2-inch hole, which a 2-inch bore, which is a little bit too big for me. I would like to make this bore so the new cap will be just a smidge over 35mm, and the outside diameter will be the same. The reason why I want to do that, because I can shorten this shaft. I'm gonna cut it off over here, well, not over here, probably here, machine a new thread. Basically I will duplicate this, but this thread will be over here as a bearing retainer, oh sorry, as a, what is that, as a pulley retainer, because the pulley wheel will be over here, and I will mount the main motor down there on the back of the machine. The procedure that I'm gonna be doing is that I've touched the boring bar on the inside of this bore. I zero out my cross slide, sorry, and then start nibbling material away until I hit zero again on the cross slide and 44mm deep. Let's do it. I'm running 610 RPM, and the slowest speed that I've got. It helps if I put it in gear. I've got 14 thou to go, but I'm just gonna let it cool a little bit because it's extremely hot, and the easiest way to scrap a piece if you measure it hot. Okay guys, so after trying to put the bearing in, this is what happened. I've noticed a little crack, and it finally gave in, so it cracked all the way in. I don't know how much you can see, it cracked all the way down here. Now I started to grind the material away. It's just not gonna work. So there's a crack over here and on the other side as well. Luckily the flange is intact on this side, so I think I came up with a plan, which is going to be that I will not need this part, so I'm gonna completely machine it off, and then I'm gonna put a sleeve around it, drill and tap a couple of holes over here, 1 2 3 4, and then put a sleeve around it, and that way I will be able to still machine the inside again and put a bearing in. So hopefully it won't crack again. If it does, then you know I am left with no choice but to make a new one of these. It's pretty sad because this is quite a nice piece of engineering, but I have to, you know, make do. Okay, so I chucked it up in a lathe, and this is what I said. This is my main bearing, so I will machine this bit off and then try to put a sleeve around it, and then I still can press the bearing in. Well, hopefully, at least that's the plan. Such a pity. way that I wanted to do is I wanted to put a bearing in it. That's my idea, to put a bearing in and then an oil seal. Now the oil seal is 10 mil thick. The bearing is, I think it's a 7/8, so 21 mil roughly. So that's 31. I don't think that, sorry guys, just the lawnmower is on all day long, so I won't be able to put both over here because I've got roughly about like an inch. So I might come up with another idea, maybe just machine another cap which is a little bit thicker, and that will hold the oil seal. Once that's done, I'm gonna machine it back to whatever size it will become, and then I'll make a sleeve, drill and tap the 4 holes over here, attach the sleeve to it. I might need to get longer bolts. Regarding modifying this shaft, I'm not sure how it's going to be. As you can see that there's some bronze in it, so it looks like it might have been brazed. I'm not sure why, but anyway, we're gonna machine it down, get rid of this flange, maybe this one as well, because that's absolutely not critical for what we're doing. Yeah, that's it. Basically, I want to keep this part of the shaft intact for the simple reason that I don't want to deal with tolerances, and you know, I don't want to change the characteristic of this shaft. This one's just going to be machined down because I moved the bearing a little bit closer to the machine. Main pulley will come over here, probably like here, and then, as I said, I'm going to machine the same thread over here as a pulley retaining nut, and this is it pretty much. And I can get rid of this part of the shaft, so it's going to be a little bit narrower, not a lot of weight and length to swing about. I think it's going to work out, so fingers crossed. And as I said, in the next video I'm going to be machining the flange, and after that hopefully I can put it on the machine. Alright, as always guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I know it's been a long time since I've uploaded a video. I've been working through COVID, and I think finally I got a little bit of a time to spend in a workshop. Again, thank you so much for watching, and tune in for the next one. Bye for now.